Well, when it's a situation about buns or whatever.
Buns?
Cooking, buns, cooking stuff.
Buns aren't really a generic food type.
The Uber brings you to a glass and chrome building uptown, and you realize that unless the entire company is planning to kill you, you're probably okay. You've never seen the inside of a magazine before, or a magazine studio. Do you call magazine places studios? Offices? Headquarters? You've only ever seen old-timey newspaper scenes in movies. Come on, we'll get you a guest pass. Come on, Naya. I can call you Naya, right? Is that still a thing? I remember that used to be a thing.
Yeah, it's still a thing. She said it was only a thing for, friends.
Yeah.
Right?
And at least they have been friendly before. Inside is more glass and chrome, and the carpet high pile enough that it would be difficult to navigate in heels. You remember reading a theory online that high heels are a part of women's fashion specifically so women can't run away.
Huh.
You think that's probably not true, but it crosses your mind as you cross the big open plan office. Not that you're wearing heels. Not that you even own heels. Welcome to BQ. You're beginning to think Catherine was being serious, but now you keep expecting every well-dressed office worker you pass to call security as soon as they see you. Like most influencer/gig economy workers, you have intense disdain for people with real jobs, mixed with an almost religious sense of wonder. How do these people get up every day, put on an itchy shirt, and then go sit in some freezing cold office for 8 hours? Should you be glad that you're not among their ranks, or should you be jealous? Is it privileged of you to think working in an office is totally whack? Whatever the case, you're convinced they're all going to be able to tell that your turmeric-stained ass don't belong here. You good?
Yeah, it's just fancy in here. I feel like I'm gonna break something.
What, a desk?
Maybe.
Alright, so if the office workers aren't going to prevent you from coming in here, then the pretty intern behind the desk in front of the corner office definitely will. But nope, Catherine appears to be in charge of her, and she just smiles at you. Finally, as Catherine opens what looks like a door to a dressing room, you stop. The weird trance that held you all the way through the mall finally dissipates.
Wait, Catherine, you aren't really serious, are you?
You think I brought you all the way here as a joke?
I don't know, maybe?
I don't have that kind of free time. Get in here. You follow her. Inside the dressing room, it's even colder than it was out in the main office, despite the track lights. Do they have the air conditioning on in here? It's October.
I'm just kind of waiting for you to tell me that I've been punked.
I don't have the free time to punk anyone. I just said.
No, you just said you didn't have the time for jokes. Punking is a whole different vibe.
Catherine turns around so abruptly that you almost walk into her again.
Ouch.
Okay, if you're just gonna stand around making quips, this won't be fun for any of us. Here.
Okay, but what exactly is this in the first place?
Catherine crosses her arms like she thinks you're trying to deliberately waste her time. My model quit. I got a one-page spread to fill. You said you'd fill in.
I joked that I would fill in. Inaya. I think that this is definitely an example of their self-esteem issues having an effect on someone else.
Yeah, just because they believe so intensely that no one would want them to model, they thought that the joke came across when it from the way Catherine responded, I was like, no, she's being serious.
Yeah, 100%. And it's for her, this is really important. It's her job, but she needs this to work out.
Yeah, people could get fired over this sort of thing.
Exactly.
If there's a blank page in the magazine can't be printed.
Yeah.
And yet you followed me all the way here.
Yeah.
About that, how are you even going to get home? You're not sure if the bus runs up this far. If you don't want to do it, say now, so I can line somebody else up. Might be too late in the workday, so I'll have to pay night rates, but I can make it happen. Well, that's the guilt card nicely played.
No, it's not that I don't... You know I'm not a model, right? I've never sat for any sort of photographs before.
Don't worry, this is high fashion, it's not art. You just have to wear the clothes.
You
got something else to say? Spit it out. I feel like it might be healthier to address the issue.
The issue of
the reason that they're so freaked out is that they think they don't look like a model. I don't know. Part of me is like, if they say that out loud and then Catherine is like, what the fuck do you mean anyone can be a model? Then maybe it can be okay. But I don't know.
I don't know. I guess it's tricky because I feel like we've kind of talked about how, like, some of the problem is that, like, Inaya being so fixated on how little she thinks of herself can sometimes be, not like in a malicious way or something, but just like ends up self-centering herself.
Yeah, I was just thinking that actually.
So that's kind of the conflict that I guess I feel.
Yeah, because although it's probably not great for Inaya to like bottle it up, she just needs to do this favour for Catherine. And like she's getting paid for it, so it's not even a favour, it's a job.
Yeah, but I think that what you kind of initially said also rings true, because if our options are like it's nothing, I'm just overwhelmed, or like maybe be a bit honest about what the problem is, then like maybe we should just be a bit more honest about what the problem is. And like I feel like Catherine, the impression that like we're getting from her so far, like that I'm getting, is, you know, that she gets shit done, she's very to the point, and like she doesn't take any bullshit.
Yeah.
So I think that like maybe it's also better for her to just be upfront about it, address it, and then move on.
That's kind of where my brain was going as well, because like there's also the risk of like if you don't say it now, then like things will get worse later. Yeah,
because it will kind of manifest in other ways or something.
She might have a panic attack in front of the camera.
Yeah, and Catherine seems like a problem solver.
Yeah.
So, okay. Should we be honest then?
I think so. Okay. But I would not be surprised if this was a ending deciding decision.
Yeah.
I think there's arguments to be made for either.
Definitely.
Because yeah, you don't want to turn this into a whole like she's got 30 minutes to get a new model and sort this out, and you don't want to turn this into a like, oh woe is me.
Yeah.
Without meaning to.
We'll just see how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's do it. I don't look like a model, Catherine.
She just keeps staring you down. And you're the authority?
Huh?
You know all about the fashion industry? You know everything about what models look like?
Well, you got me there, I guess. I haven't picked up a fashion magazine in years.
Or ever.
I just go on Instagram.
Well, when it's a situation about buns or whatever.
Buns?
Cooking, buns, you know. Cooking stuff.
Buns aren't really a generic food type.
After that, you follow her back to have your makeup done. Wild. Listen, you really didn't intend to get Catherine to let you be a model or whatever. You had just been making a joke. This sort of thing only happens in those cheesy self-published erotic novels on Amazon. The ones that cost $1.99 and involve some sort of she's all that situation where the protagonist thinks she's ugly, but then miraculously she takes her glasses off and bam, instant babe. You're not expecting that kind of treatment, and to be fair, you don't really get it. They do your makeup, they don't touch your eyebrows, which you're both disappointed by and spitefully grateful for, and spritz your hair with hairspray and tease it up even bigger than it already is.
I haven't washed it in a while, sorry.
Ah, cute.
Very cute.
That's good, actually.
Really?
Yeah, with your hair type, the oils make it easier to style. Clean hair is slippery.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, I didn't realize that for the longest time, but like with my hair type, if presumably Inaya has the same hair type, then I'm not supposed to wash it every day. And I think that when I was growing up, I was always under the impression, because like most of the white people I knew with that kind of like much thinner hair type, like wash it every day, right? But because of like how like thick and like my hair type is, yeah, you're not supposed to strip it of its oils.
Yeah.
Like natural oils.
When I had really long hair, like I wash my hair more often now, but when I had really long hair, I wouldn't wash it more than twice a week maximum, because you got to keep the oils in so that the ends don't just die of being parched.
Yeah, exactly. I wash my hair once a week. South Asian cultures as well, there's a lot of traditions of like hair oiling. But it's another interesting thing that's been discourse on TikTok recently because of the like clean girl aesthetic.
Oh yeah.
Because of how, so like, which is very much like slicked back hair, like oiled hair, and like big like hoop earrings.
I've seen a lot of students looking like that, and I have seen some discourse about how white people have appropriated it.
Yeah, 100%, because like oiled hair and obviously like big like hoops and stuff, like you see the roots of that in like South Asian culture, in black communities, in Latina communities, like that 100% is appropriated from women of color. The way that like thick brows are a trend now as well, but it always has to be like in a specific way that's still detached from what like women of color actually look like in their natural state. So I see a lot of like, you know, white girls, they have like thick brows. Usually they've like, you know, like penciled in some color and stuff, but it's still very like clean and stuff. Yeah,
there's always the like using concealer on the top and bottom to like create like sharp angles and lines.
Yep.
And like you don't have stray hairs.
If women of color were to like exist in their natural state online, like not be wearing makeup, like have their eyebrows unplucked, like all of that stuff, and again we see that at play here, then that's still not like considered beautiful. But like there are certain aspects like big lips and thick eyebrows that like when white women have those features, that's now being considered kind of like beautiful or like trendy or whatever, when I was growing up, like thin eyebrows were very in.
Dirty hair looks way better on camera than it does in real life. Okay, the dress looks better there.
Yeah, it does.
She'd stayed ostensibly so you didn't have another weird panic attack, but she'd just been on the phone the entire time. Twice an assistant has come in and told her that the photographers are threatening to leave if you don't show up soon. Both times you make to get up, but Catherine waves you back down. You can't imagine being confident enough in your own work that you are fine with everyone just standing around waiting for you. Tell them we'll be out in a minute. You get out in about 45 minutes. And finally you get someone who seems less than happy to see you. I have other things to do today, ma'am. I don't believe you. The actual photo session is a lot like your experience of college. Actually, you blink and fall into some sort of fugue where you're only half aware of what's happening. You've heard that modelling is a really deceptively difficult and tiring experience, but all they want you to do is just sit in an artistically weathered wingback chair, cross your legs, and look moodily out of a window. You can do that. You basically do that all the time at home. Except you don't have an artistically weathered wingback chair, you have a broken pull-out couch. The outfit they gave you makes you look like a librarian, in your opinion. Pinstripe pants and a purple blouse that's somehow both frilly and fussy at the same time. The photographers barely speak to you, and the girl who did your makeup didn't ask for anything beyond your name. Catherine's right, you really do feel more like a hanger for clothes than a breathing human being. You find it kind of relaxing, honestly. Thanks, hun. You can go. Change out of the clothes first.
I wasn't gonna steal them.
I know, but it's amazing how many people just walk out with shit on. I once had to chase a guy down the street to get the $400 Gucci sunglasses off his head and the $500 pair on his face.
Okay, I kind of see why they would steal it now. I'll get changed.
Catherine has gone back to her phone, but she smiles at you. A quick flash. Surprisingly warm. Thanks for your help, Naya. Stop at the desk on your way out. I need you to sign some release forms. Oh, and get the concierge to call you an Uber.
Thanks.
For sure. I'll let you know when the editorial gets released. And that's basically that, for a while. Nothing in your life changes. Not that you thought it would. You'd given up any dreams of becoming famous in any way, shape, or form a long time ago. You're considerably more well-known than a lot of people, and that already sucks shit. Still, when you come back home from the photo session, you turn on the light in the bathroom and examine your made-up face, turning it from side to side, checking out the sexy ruffle on your hair. You look pretty good. Maybe you should learn how to do this shit yourself, and maybe put some actual thought into your wardrobe, even when you're not streaming. Who knows? Could be cool. Of course, that all goes out the window when you actually check out the price of good makeup. It's so complex, you need so many things. How does anybody ever have the time or money to figure this shit out? And as for buying new clothes, well, you still have to do that. Just maybe another day. So you subside back into your life of sweatpants and spice-stained tops with just a bare amount of makeup on for your lives. It's a month and a half later, and you've basically forgotten about the whole experience when you get an absolutely incomprehensible DM from Alex.
Oh boy.
Do you have an evil twin I don't know about?
I don't know. Maybe I'm the evil twin. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. What do you think about that?
I think it's unlikely. Evil Inaya probably knows how to drive.
Well, people who can drive are evil. You're right about that. What are you even talking about?
My girlfriend reads BQ magazine and she says there's a picture in there that looks exactly like you. I thought this man was a homosexual.
Me too. I guess maybe he's bi.
Maybe he's bi.
But I feel like I don't trust him with a woman.
Yeah.
What? Oh, right.
You drum your fingers on the top of your desk.
About that. I love that she didn't tell him.
Yeah. You tell him the story of running into an old college friend a month ago and your brief foray into the world of high fashion. That sounds fake. How does something like that even happen?
Because I'm the main character.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought. I was convinced Catherine was going to murder me.
Seriously, I don't think it's really possible for a magazine editor to just bring someone in off the street to be in a fashion spread.
Well, I guess, but this is a... Oh my god.
Like, they've been hinting at that, but, like, I was not expecting such an intense fourth wall break.
That is funny. I guess, but this is a video game, so why worry about it?
You got me there.
Oh my god, they just know they're in a video game. That's so funny.
Over the past couple of weeks, you talked to Catherine on and off. She even invited you to dinner a couple of times. You keep turning her down because you aren't sure how you feel about going out with another person. You really need to slow your roll down at this point, even if your roll is very small. She actually messaged you again earlier today. You've been trying to figure out how to respond. You're worried that if you keep turning her down, she's going to start thinking you don't like her. Or she'll start suspecting that you think she's trying to get with you. And you do kind of think that, but you don't want her to think that you think that. Because what if you're wrong? Your brain is such a wild place to be right now. Did you tell your mum about the photos?
Oh boy. Are you kidding? She'd lose her mind. This is like her biggest dream. Me doing something like looking nice while wearing makeup. I don't want her to get her hopes up that it's ever gonna happen again. She'd probably launch into how much better I'd look if I lost a little weight.
Yikes.
For real.
You tab over to your other message app from Discord. Look at you, multitasking. Talking to several different human beings at once. Who says technology drives people apart? You worry your bottom lip between your teeth. Maybe you should go out with Catherine just once. After all, she did get you into a high fashion magazine. You text Catherine and tell her you'd love to hang out. She responds immediately. 7 PM, okay?
Sure, do I have to dress nice?
The 3 little dots to indicate that Catherine is typing pop up and remain long enough to remind you of her eyebrows rising when you do something stupid. Define nice.
I
don't want to see any curry stains if that's what you mean.
That was turmeric.
Whatever, I'll send a car for you. Fancy.
Oh, I just noticed Catherine's little stretch marks.
Oh yeah,
in
I
her
saw
belly.
those.
Cute.
The restaurant isn't fancy exactly, but it's definitely higher end than you're used to. Luckily nobody is in black tie attire, although you dutifully made sure nothing you're wearing has any visible stains. The car Catherine sent for you wasn't even a rideshare, it was a legitimate town car with a driver. Fucking wild. Maybe you should consider going out with Catherine just for more shit like this. Or you would if you're the sort of person whose love could be bought. Which you aren't. Definitely. Catherine looks nice, with pale pink nails this time, a little crystal set in each one of them. She orders you both wine before she even asks if you're drinking, which is presumptuous, but also kind of sexy. And you don't know anything about wine. You might as well let someone order for you. Cute.
Cute.
You see the photos came out? Definitely not beating around the bush. Maybe this is a business dinner and not a date? Oh, cute!
They look so good!
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, one of my friends saw it.
What do you think?
Confrontation! I...
She's gonna give you the eyebrows. You just know it.
I haven't looked at them. What's
Nothing. I get being busy, but... You wait. There's the eyebrows. But that doesn't seem like that's what this is. You seemed pretty excited about it when you were there. She swirls her wine and tastes it, nodding to the waiter, who pours for both of them. You wait until he walks away.
I absolutely didn't. I was acting like a complete klutz.
Yeah, but I could tell that was because you didn't want me to know that you were actually very excited, which is why you hid your excitement. Heat hits your face.
That's not...
I've been doing this job a long time, baby. I can read people.
I feel like we should just be honest, because I feel like she sees through bullshit.
Yeah.
Like...
I don't like looking pictures of it.
Yeah. I actually don't really like looking at pictures of myself.
Catherine swirls her wine. Don't you take pictures of yourself for a living? You wince.
I do live streams, there's a difference, and I don't like watching those either.
Catherine tilts her head to show that she's listening.
I don't super want to talk about it.
Why not? Your shoulders droop.
Because I don't want to make it your problem.
There it is. I consent to you making it my problem. You laugh.
Okay. It's not actually that deep. You keep making me build shit up, and then it's just... surprise. I have no self-esteem.
You take a gulp of wine.
I don't have any confidence in what I look like, which I know is stupid because I look fine. Like, I'm no movie star, but it's fine.
You stare fixedly at the tablecloth. You can't abide finding out whether or not Catherine is laughing at you.
I know it sounds stupid because I literally go on video all the time. But I guess there are sailors who are really afraid of the ocean and shit, aren't there?
I don't know, I'm not a sailor expert. She sounds neutral, at least.
I don't know. People shit talk how I look a lot in the comments and stuff, and I know people are just like that. I could be the hottest person in the world and they'd still do that.
Which I am, and they have. You flash a quick smile up at her. She's smiling back. It gives you an enormous swell of confidence.
Anyway, I'm never satisfied with how I look. My weight, my height, my hair, the clothes I wear, and I don't change any of it because...
You gonna change your height? You glare.
You know what I mean.
Okay.
Right, I don't change things because I feel like if I change one thing, I'll be admitting that they were right all along, and I am unacceptable the way I am, and I'll be obliged to change everything. And before you ask, by them I mean made-up people in my head that all sound like my mom. Oof, this is hitting hard today. And I know it doesn't make sense, and I know it's rooted in a bunch of isms and phobias, but I can't get rid of it, and I feel worse when I try.
For a second, neither of you say anything. The waiter takes that opportunity to come up and take your order. Your face burns. You barely even hear yourself as you order the first thing you find on the menu at random. God, was the guy just standing there waiting for you to finish your dark backstory? You want to sink into the fucking floor. You hand your menu back, unable to look at Catherine. Well, there's a lot going on in there.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. You look up. You think there's ever been a person who isn't a snarl of contradictions and nasty thoughts?
I know.
Do you really? 'Cause I feel like you'd be less hard on yourself if you did.
She's
Yeah.
I know.
I know you know.
I'm kind of a mess.
I know. A mess that spends way too much time online. That shocks a laugh out of you. You know that's right. You look up. Catherine is smiling at you again. It's not pitying and it's not judging. It's conspiratorial, like you're sharing a secret. And it's also why I'm not interested in you romantically, and this isn't a date. Thank you for being upfront.
I think that Catherine's a really good vibe and like someone that I think that this is like good for Inaya. You know what I mean?
Catherine's a solid friend.
Yeah, like she doesn't bullshit, and
No.
also the way that she's like, I know that you're a mess, therefore I am not interested in you, kind of shows that like she's very aware of like her own needs.
Yeah,
and,
she's not like,
boundaries.
I can fix you.
Yeah, and like has boundaries around that. So I think that she has great energy.
Yeah, she's like, I know what's good for me, and I know how to be a friend, and I know that this relationship will not be good in that way.
Yeah, because you're not in a place for that, clearly. Respectfully.
Yeah, the eyebrows are back.
Damn. You really are good at reading people.
I told you. Well, that's fine. You didn't want another hookup. Not really. You like Catherine. She's cool. Maybe in another life. Or maybe in this one, once you get your shit together. You have this habit of constantly trying to weigh the emotional weight of experiences as they happen, whether they're good or bad, positive or negative. There's always this pressing need to spin things into a learning experience, or something that isn't your fault. You can just not do that this time. You can just sit here and enjoy a nice dinner with a cool person, and that's totally okay.
But is it gonna tell us that this is a good or a bad ending?
That's a very good point. Low eyes in a fancy restaurant. That's a very nice illustration.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give it a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. If you aren't already, remember to subscribe and hit that bell button to know when we upload next.
On screen, you can find this whole playlist for this Let's Play, and you can find a link to our latest video essay. If you like what you see, consider supporting us on Patreon. The link to our Patreon is in the description of every video.
Thanks again so much for watching, and until next time, take care.